I'm Dream Fairy. We are gonna go through 5 beginner hoop tricks to kickstart your journey. The first trick that we're gonna learn is isolations, weaves, tosses, coin roll, 4-point flower, and then a bonus trick called the chest roll. This first trick that we're going to get into is called isolations. This is what it looks like. So first off, I do want to say that if your hula hoop is bent in any way or formed, then it might be a little uneven, but you can still practice with this, and you can even try and, bend it back into shape if you have to. I have definitely bent this hoop a few times and made it oval looking, and I think I've successfully gotten it back into a circle for the most part, but pretty much. Anyways, so you want to start with your hand down on the bottom, and then you're going to go clockwise. I mean, you could do it this way as well, but for beginners, we're going to start off by going clockwise like this, and you're going to draw, starting with your hand palm up, just drawing a circle until you get back around. When you get back around to this point, it's just gonna roll right on the top of your hand and then come back to the palm of your hand. And then so when you do it faster, it kind of goes more smooth. So slow down, and then just kind of get faster as you go. And so this is definitely a great trick for drilling, just doing it over and over. Always make sure to practice with your opposite hand as well, especially when you were just starting out. Because I can say that I had a wrist injury on my right arm, my right wrist, and when I first started out, I learned everything on my right side, and so I was like having to start completely over, beginners, to do my left side. And so as you can see, you can work both sides always when practicing new tricks. And so that's the isolation. And then one variant I do want to mention as well for the isolation are pops. It's a fun little variety accessory, you could call it, to the isolation. So pretty much, let's start this way. Whenever you get down to the bottom, you're gonna pull your arm forward and let it do the roll right there. Instead of at the top, you're kind of rolling from the side. So you move your arm right here, and as soon as you get it down to the 6 o'clock position, start moving your arm up, and then just let it roll back and come back. Our next trick that we're going to get into are weaves. So they look like this. And so what you want to do is you kind of want to have the hoop on your shoulder with your palm up, and then you're kind of going on both sides of your body. You're keeping the hoop, like you're not transferring it all out of your hand. You're going to keep your grip in the same position, and then over to the right. So this is the move that you're doing with your hand. Simple. But definitely something to learn when you're getting started, and you can do lots of variants with it, like do the hand hooping, weave, hand, weave, hand, weave. There's lots of different things that you can do with the weave coming in and out of it, so it's definitely a good base trick to learn. Ow. Just kind of And then sometimes as well, if you want to rock your body, that way you don't hit the hoop on your body, you know, rock your body with it. And then once you start getting comfortable too, you can kind of use your fingers. You don't need to have like a strong grip. You can kind of just let it flow in your fingers like this. One finger yeah, you don't really need a strong grip at all. Just kind of moving your arm on both sides. Our next trick we're gonna do are tosses. And so whenever you do hand hooping like this, if you don't know how to hand hoop yet, you just letting the hoop go around your hand, and you want to keep the momentum going by moving your hand up and down like this. This is pretty much what you're doing with your hand. It's just kind of like shaking someone's hand, you know? You're not like flinging your hand around like this. Just a nice consistent up and down. Get the hoop going, up and down. And then to toss, when the hoop gets all the way down to the up down position, how you're going up and down, once you fling your hand up, that's when you want to pull your hand out. And so when you're doing this, up and down, as soon as you go down, up, out, like that. So down, up, out, catch. And then you can even continue the hand motion as well. Down, up, back in. And so those are some simple tosses you can do. And as you learn more, you'll be able to do some more intermediate tosses, like the under the arm, back up, around. And tosses are definitely fun to learn and get into when you are starting your journey. Our next trick we're gonna learn is a coin roll. And you can do this with 2 hands or 1 hand. Definitely when you're practicing, start with 2 hands. So pretty much you're gonna think of your hoop as a coin, and it's coming, and you have imagine having a flat surface right around your waist, and the hoop is just rolling on this flat surface around you, around your body. And so pretty much doing this with your arms, kind of like a wave. And then, so when you come in, so this trick is very pretty as well to do. You can do it in all sorts of ways. And then you can even go faster and then spin with it as well. You can spin, and when you spin really fast, it does look really pretty. Just kind of imagining a coin on a surface, just going around your body. Our next trick we're going to do is called a 4-point flower. At least I believe it's called a 4-point flower. So that's pretty much going back into the hand hooping, and then you're gonna make the hoop go in all 4 different directions. And so this one is a little bit more intermediate than beginner, but I think it's something definitely to learn as you're getting into it. So pretty much whenever you are hand hooping, you're just kind of following it. You really do get a feel for it as you go through, but your bottom, you're going to start there, and so that's what it would do there. And then as it's coming around your hand here, you move your arm over here to get it to do the hand hooping over here. And then once it comes back to that position, you move your arm back up here. And then the last part is kind of tricky because it's not going to be the same as kind of like waiting for a rotation. You're going to want to, when you come down this way, it's kind of going to be more of a full instead of just going boom, boom, kind of like in pausing in between. It's going to be more of just a boom, boom, like instead of boom, 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 boom. It's kind of like how I feel it. And so when you come around, it's like it comes around your hand over here once, and then as soon as it gets back to this, you want to put your hand back down here to continue the flow of it. So feel free to pause the video, slow it down, because I know this one can be a little tricky. And now I want to get into a bonus trick called the chest roll, as I do think every beginner should learn this move. It is something that is very pretty when you do it as well. When you practice it and get it really smooth, it's definitely something to learn. It is a little bit more advanced, I'd say, but I did want to add it here in this beginner video because it is definitely something to learn. It might take a little bit longer than the other ones, but if you take the time, you will get it. So this would be the chest roll. And then that leads you into doing a lot more things as well. Like for instance, the 4-point flower. Bring it around there. And then, so to do this, my biggest advice is whenever you fling, you want to hold it down like this. And then whenever you fling it up to go into your chest, you want your wrist to follow the hoop as much as possible. Don't just kind of like throw it up, because then it's going to come more into like a toss, like a rainbow toss. So you want to keep your grip on the hoop until it hits your arm, like that. You want your wrist to fling up with it until the hoop comes to your arm. And then once that happens, definitely move your head back as well, until you get the feel for it as well. I mean, I still move my head back because I don't want to get hit in the face, which, you know, can't say might happen a couple times when you're learning, but it is all good. So once you get it, you got it. And so when you bring your hand back, as soon as your arm gets parallel to the ground is when you want your wrist to start going. You want to stop your arm here and let your wrist continue with it. So it just gets this straight flow here. And then you just let it go and let it roll and catch it with the other hand. So now I've put together a combo of all these beginner tricks that we've learned so you can start flowing it all together and feeling the flow. So let's get started. So we're going to start off doing the isolation, and then whenever our hand comes back down to the bottom, take your other hand and grab it so you can have a more controlled coin roll. Twice. And then come back to the isolation, and then we're going to go into the weave. And then kind of come back out here to the hand toss, catch. Now we're going to go into the 4-point flower, into the chest roll. And that is our combo. So that was kind of broken down. Let's get it a little bit more together. So here's the isolation. We're going to ISO, We'll do 3 rotations. 1, 2, 3. Grab, coin roll, 1 isolation, and then weave. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back, hand toss, and then get into your 4-point flower. We'll go 3 times around. So 1, 2, 3, chest roll. You have enjoyed learning these beginner moves with me. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you're able to do these, if this helped you in any way. Let me know. Also, like the video as well if you liked it. And if I've helped you in any way, subscribe to the channel so you can receive more hooping fun, teaching tips, all of it. Thank you so much for being here, being you, and I hope that you have a great day.